I'm not usually the kind of person to believe in anything supernatural. But after what happened that night, I don't know what to believe anymore. I stayed late at a local museum I work at, and something happened that still keeps me up at night. If you've ever walked past a mannequin and felt like it was watching you, just wait. I work part-time as a junior archivist at a regional history museum. It's a small place. Old war uniforms, model ships, Victorian artifacts. Not exactly a tourist hotspot. One Thursday night, I was asked to stay late to catalog some donated documents. The place closes at 5, but I was still there at 7. Everyone had gone home. The security guard had left early because the alarm system was down for maintenance. I was alone. The office is on the 2nd floor, with windows that overlook the main exhibition hall. Around 7:30, I went downstairs to grab a document I'd left on the front desk. That's when I noticed it. One of the wax figures, a soldier in a World War I uniform, was facing a different direction than earlier. Slightly turned, his head was now angled toward the staircase. I stood there, trying to figure out if I was just imagining it. Maybe someone bumped it earlier. But they're on solid bases. Heavy. Not easy to move. People always assume working at a museum is boring. Dusty displays, school field trips, and echoing silence. But after what happened last Friday night, I wish it had been boring. Because now, I can't even walk past a museum without feeling like something's watching me. I'm a part-time security guard in a small town. Usually, I do mall duty or empty offices. Nothing too exciting. But last week, my supervisor asked if I could fill in for someone at the old historical museum. Just one night, he said. Midnight to 6 a.m. The museum isn't huge, but it's old. Really old. The kind of place that smells like wood polish and forgotten stories. It's got a few rooms of antique furniture, a pioneer display, and an exhibit about the town's founding families. When I arrived, the director gave me a quick tour. Her parting words were weird. Don't worry about the lights. If they flicker, it's just the wiring. And if you hear footsteps, just ignore them. This place creaks. I laughed awkwardly, assuming she was just being dramatic. By 1 a.m., I'd settled into the small security office, sipping stale coffee and flipping through a magazine. The cameras were quiet. Still. Dead, even. Just static displays of glass cases and mannequins dressed in 1800s clothing. Then the lights flickered. I remembered what the director said, so I brushed it off. But then came the footsteps. Not creaking. Actual footsteps. Deliberate. Click. 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 Down the main hallway, I checked the monitors. Nothing. But I heard them. Closer now. I got up, flashlight in hand, and stepped into the hallway. Nothing. But in the old Pioneer Life room, something had changed. The rocking chair in the corner was moving. Just slightly. Like someone had gotten up. And worse, there were boot prints. Dusty, leading away from it. I followed the prints. They trailed through the war memorabilia room and stopped at the display of an old black coffin. A preserved Victorian funeral exhibit. The lid had always been sealed shut. But now, it was cracked open. My flashlight flickered. I turned around at the sound of a whisper. A woman's voice. Software. Right behind me. I swung the light. Nothing. Then a cold breath grazed my ear. I ran. Back to the office. Slammed the door. Locked it. Checked the monitors again. One of the mannequins had moved. It used to be seated on a bench in the town founder exhibit. Now it stood in the middle of the room, facing the camera. Hand lifted like it was about to knock. Then I heard it. Knock. Knock. Not on the office door. On the window. There is no window. But I heard it. I backed away from the monitors. The power cut. Silence. Pitch black. Then a knock again. This time from inside the room. I froze. Then the lights came back. Everything was as it was. I waited until daylight to leave. I didn't sleep. I barely breathed. I told the museum director. She smiled, like she'd heard it all before. "It's why we don't do overnight shifts anymore," she said. And then she paused. "But you said you locked the front doors when you started, right?" I nodded. She turned pale. "Then, how did you get in?" I quit the next day, and I haven't stepped foot in a museum since.